Well, good morning to you all, good morning. It is today, Monday, 6th of May 2024, about 10 to 7, and it's not raining. It's wonderful. Only about 10 degrees at the moment, but that's not a problem. I've got a jumper. Yeah. Things to do today. You know, we can look at the pretty flowers and we can look at my peas. My peas are not doing as well as Nicole's peas. I'm not jealous, I just wish I knew what it is that she does that I don't do. I know she chucks a lot more compost in her beds, and I know that her son and grandsons do a lot more work in her garden than I get the chance to do in mine, so, you know, we go with what we've got, don't we? Brave little courgette. I've already got 4 courgettes planted. I've got some more in pots that will want planting out, and you know, I'm confident I'll pick up a few more one way or another. Got to keep the formation courgette eating team supplied this year. I've got to keep them fit. All that knee bending they get up to, they need their courgettes. It's good for the joints. I don't know that, but it's a good story, isn't it? If it sells courgettes, well, we'll go with that story. Yeah, courgette and stinging nettle, great for the health. But yes, I think we're going to have a good morning today. A few things to do first, you know, all the basic domestic routines. Or, you know, maybe I should just stay indoors and grind over all of this old scaffolding and make it pretty. Or perhaps we could stay indoors and play trains all day. Look at that. The Orient Express running through past what will one day be the shed de Saint-Marie. No, we're going to be disciplined. We're not going to play trains. We're going out to Douadic. Well, I didn't bother firing up the camera because you've seen the road out of Azay-le-Ferron to Martizay. I don't come down here very often. This is the main road to Le Blanc. For the English readers amongst you, Le Blanc. If you're looking at the map and you speak English, it's Le Blanc, B-L-A-N-C. But if you're talking to a Frenchman, it's Le Blanc. And you don't go to Le Blanc, you go Au Blanc. That threw me for quite a while. But, you know, these are things you get used to. Anyway, we can see it's not raining, that's good. But it's grey and overcast, but that's fine for what we're doing this morning. Well, we are on our way. And this is the main road to Douadic. Yeah, it's wide enough for 2 cars to pass, how about that? We don't get huge amounts of tourist coaches in this part of the world, which is a shame. Well, it is a shame, it's also a good thing, but there is so much to see here. You know, whether it is just the forest or the farmland, the cattle, whatever, but it's just not busy. You know, the last time these roads were busy was probably during the occupation. If you can all see the yellow flowers in the hedges, that's broom, or jennet if you like. The jennet flower is one of the heraldic symbols for a royal family. If you think of Henry Plantagenet or I Plantagenet, and it's actually quite late this year, but it gives us a little speck of colour in the hedgerows. And of course we pass through lots of little hamlets. There's a certain amount of pride and jealousy and what have you, whether something is a hamlet or a village or a town. I think we can call this a hamlet without upsetting anybody. The French word for hamlet is hameau. H-A-M-E-A-U. The plural has an X on the end of it. But here we are, approaching Douadic. And I'm going to call Douadic, not Douadic, Douadic. I'm going to call Douadic a town. That may be overstating it. The Foire tomates. Oh, there's building land for sale. If any of you fall horribly in love with this place, right, we better find somewhere to abandon the car, and I think I probably should have done that just there. Never mind. If you're going to the tomato fair, good to take some transport with you. Gentleman with his wheelbarrow, why not? I'm going to go back and find a parking spot. And there's no reason not to do some basic touristy sort of head swivelling. Now this is a pretty little town. I nearly fell over then. And it has all of the small pretty town sort of features. There is a cafe, there is a church, of course there's a town hall, of course there's a war memorial. And every 6th of May, and it's always the 6th of May I'm told, regardless what day of the week it is, we have the tomato fair. And the main thrust of it, of course, is selling tomato plants and other stuff that you're going to grow in your garden. But there's other attractions. There's my pal who runs the little cafe in Martizay. He's making his living selling roasted nuts. And then there are, other local products. Got to try and remember what it is that I actually want, and you've got to remind me I need slug bait. Right. Fromage de chèvre is goat cheese, and that's another of those little linguistic sort of things that you get your head round. A goat, a lady goat, is la chèvre. The cheese that you get from lady goats is le chèvre. So if you're in a restaurant and you're asking that you want some goat cheese, le chèvre. If you ask for la chèvre, they might think you actually want the whole goat. See, people do buy strawberry plants. In an area like this, that's a little bit of a mystery, because we've all got strawberries, and strawberries all throw runners, and we can all give away our surplus. And there will be, middle of the day, there'll be somewhere that you can get something to eat. At Tête de Veau, yet that really is meat from the head of a veal calf, entrecôte frites, steak and chips, cheese or dessert, why not? Does anyone need anything to make jokes in their videos with? Bonjour. And of course, with all of these events, it's an opportunity for various traders to come and try and sell whatever it is they're trying to sell. I know one of you likes solar panels and air conditioning units. And I think you all like Massey Ferguson tractors, don't you? Yeah, look at that. Sausages. Pork with nuts, pork with figs, pork and duck, pork and wild boar. Marvellous. Little slices of those. Now you can just quickly flash fry them, or you can eat them as they come. But if you are going to eat them, and if you are a married gentleman, you need your wife to eat them as well, because oh boy, they'll give your mouth a bit of an odour, shall we say. As I say, if you want to build here and move here, there's land that you can build on. It's €10 a square metre. Is that expensive? I don't know. Now, I was going to film this car that the lady's getting in. It's not a classic antique, it's her everyday driver, little old Renault 4. This, unfortunately, is what's left of the railway. Many of these small towns did have tramways. When they was a tramway or a railway, well, the difference is hard to tell. But it was a brief period that, you know, it was a very useful thing while it lasted. But of course, they'd hardly got railways built, and everyone started getting lorries and cars and trucks and things, so it didn't last for very long. Now the water is a little bit higher than normal, but not horribly so. Bonjour. Yes, always things to see at these events. Okay, I don't think too many of you gentlemen need any of those. I don't think you do. Oh, I see, they're for hire. And in front of the town hall, there's a big selection of stuff. Flowers and plants. And the gentleman's setting up here with garden equipment for sale. I haven't seen any slug bait. And if you want a cup of coffee, well, now's your chance. Now, I've just been chatting with the lady who's looking after this stall. This is a funny little thing that she explained it to me in wonderful French, which I sort of understood, and then she explained it all to me again in English, which her English is better than my French. This is a charity that collects the bouchon, that's the bottle tops, off all of the plastic bottles that we end up with, you know, the water bottles and the milk bottles and all that sort of thing. And when they've got 2 tons of them, they sell them to a recycling place. And some people use the bottle tops to make little knickknacks and gizmos and such like, which they can sell. And the whole purpose is to assist people who have particular needs, you know, wheelchairs, walking frames, that kind of thing. It's one of our little local charities, and yeah, why not? So if you've got any milk bottle tops, if you send them to this place, you know, they can do things with them. Well, I just brought the carrier bag, but you know, some people bring serious methods of shifting an awful lot of stuff, and why not? Well, I've seen everything I wanted to look at. No slug bait. Never mind, I know how to deal with that tomorrow. But as I was walking past, I just thought you might like to see the old village pump. Yeah. But there we are. That is the Foire tomate. It is what it says on the tin. It's a market for buying all your tomato plants. So what we're going to do now is rush back home, have a cup of tea, and then we'll have a look at what I did buy with money. Well, I was so busy contemplating how rich I'm going to be when all my tomato plants are delivering me fruit that I actually missed the right turning. Not a problem here because, you know, all roads lead to Rome or something like that. So I took the second turning. This is not the main road, but it's pretty, isn't it? One of the features of this part of the Bren is the number of lakes. Some of them are straightforward fish farms. Some of them have other uses as well, but it's not a place to run off the road, is it? Two little ducks. Well, I guess everyone wants to know what I actually bought, and I didn't buy much because I don't need much. Marigolds, and I can never remember the proper French name for them. I wonder if one of the pots tells us. No, doesn't. There's something of India, but the idea with marigolds, you plant them amongst your tomatoes and it is supposed to put the green fly off. And it brightens up, gives you something pretty in the garden. Right, so what tomatoes did I splash out on? Right, Téton de Venus Rouge. I'll let you use Google Translate to work out what Téton de Venus are. These are supposed to be long, sort of torpedo-shaped tomatoes. Tomate long Roma. And these two are tomate long banana legs. So I picked up these 6 plants purely because I think the fruit will be interesting.